If you love video and you love money, then you're in the right place, because in this video, we are going to be going over the 3 best ways to make money with your camera. Alright, so let's go into niche number 1. Hold up. You might be wondering, who's this guy on my screen right now and what credibility does he have? Well, I run a video production company that focuses on music videos, and I've worked with many clients over the last year. My goal is to help you succeed through your passion for video. So let's get back to niche number 1. And that is commercial video. Basically, the purpose of a commercial video is to show off a product or a service of a company. Now, earning potential in commercial videos is very high, and that's because you can work with high-end brands like Nike and Honda on projects with $1 million or more budgets. So for earning potential, we will be giving commercial videos a 9 out of 10. Now, the biggest drawback with commercial video is it's a highly competitive space because it's where almost all videographers are working in. So for that reason, it's extremely hard to get to the point where you're working on those $1 million or more budgets. So we're going to be giving competitiveness a 3 out of 10. And just to be clear, a 3 out of 10 means it's highly competitive in a bad way. So from a long-term perspective, commercial video is great because not only can you scale the amount of projects that you're doing, but you can also scale the price and budget of each project as you improve. So for that reason, as a long-term option, commercial video gets an 8 out of 10. In commercial videos, you can certainly be creative, as long as you're confident that that creativity will translate into tangible results for the client, because ultimately that's the purpose of the video. So from a creativity perspective, commercial video gets a 6 out of 10. Alright, let's get into the next niche, which is real estate video. So the purpose of a real estate video is to, first of all, give the house a broader audience so more people can actually see the house, which therefore can convert more sales, which is great for the real estate agent. And it's also great because it can really give the viewer of the video an idea of what the house is actually like, which can create an emotional connection between the viewer and the house and also make them more likely to buy it. So basically, eyeballs and more emotional attachment to the house. So as far as earning potential goes, it's not anywhere near in terms of budget that you'll have per video. So for example, a luxury home, you can be looking at maybe $1,000 or more, which is not even near the $1 million budgets of a commercial video. But what that comes with is way higher margins. So every video you're going to be making a lot more of that budget than you would in, per se, a commercial video. And that's because you won't have to rent super expensive equipment or hire out any expensive positions for people to be working in. So from that perspective, for real estate video, we're going to give that a 6 out of 10. Now next, how competitive is real estate video? Real estate video has pretty medium competitive levels comparatively to commercial video, but the advantage of real estate is that there's so many houses on the market, and real estate is such an evergreen industry, you're always going to be able to find some home that doesn't have a video and get work. So even if there are quite a few other people in your area doing real estate videos, there's no way they can hit every single house in your area, and for that reason, you should always be able to find a project that you can work on. So considering all of that, real estate video gets a 6 out of 10 for competitiveness. Now, from a long-term perspective, unlike commercial videos, you're not going to be able to scale up the price of each project quite as much as you would in comparison. But of course, you are able to scale the amount of gigs per month that you are getting. So for example, at the start, if you were getting 4 gigs a month for $500, that would be $2,000 a month. And if you were to eventually scale that up and work on more luxurious houses, you could start maybe doing 8 to 10 videos a month for about $1,000 and be making up to $10,000 per month. So for real estate, as a long-term option, we've given it a 7 out of 10. Although like in every nook and cranny of the video industry, having your own style is extremely important for you to stand out. In real estate video, I would argue it is the least important because clients in this case are really just looking for a simple clinical video that will get the message across and show off the house in an effective way. So of course it's important to have your own little flares and have your own style to a degree, but from a creativity perspective, you don't have that much lenience in terms of what you can actually do. I wouldn't recommend putting crazy transitions or anything like that in. So as far as creativity goes, it's going to be getting a 4 out of 10. Now the next area we're going to be looking at is music videos. Now through all the fancy visuals, music videos are great to enhance the meaning of a song. And it's also great to give the artist a lot more exposure to a broader audience so more people hear their music. So kind of like commercial video, you have the same system where you can work on super high budget projects up to $1 million or more. But what that comes with is there's a lot less lenience in how much you can be making per video, even if the budget does increase so much. So as far as earning potential goes, we're giving it a 6 out of 10. So in terms of competitiveness, music videos gets the bad side of each double-edged sword from the real estate videos and commercial videos. And that's because not only are music videos so extremely competitive, but there's actually surprisingly not that much demand that will pay you. And that's because most artists don't actually earn enough money to justify spending $1,000 or more on a project. And like I said, you're not getting great margins on each project most of the time. So because of that double-edged sword, music videos gets a 3 out of 10 for competitiveness. So as a long-term option, music videos are alright, because like anything, if you stick to it on a long enough time horizon, I'm sure you'd get your name out there, which will allow you to start working with bigger artists on higher paying budgets. But I would say, compared to the other niches, it's going to be a lot harder to find work, so it makes it a little bit more risky, and that's why we're giving it a 5 out of 10 as a long-term option. So creativity is one of the biggest reasons a lot of videographers are trying to succeed in this niche. And that's because by far, compared to any other area of video, you have the most creative freedom. And that's because of the freedom the artist normally gives you in all aspects of production. And music videos are also great because it allows you to experiment with different creative styles and figure out which one suits you best. And that's why its rating for creativity is a 9 out of 10. So overall, commercial videos are going to be the best long-term option. And that's because of, like I said, the scalability of not only the project budget, but also the amount that you do. So overall, commercial video got a 6.5 out of 10. Now, I would say real estate video is the best option for new upcoming videographers, and that's mostly because it's going to be great to get your first video experience in, your first business experience in, and it's also not too difficult to find clients that want to work with you. So overall, real estate video got a 5.75 out of 10. Now, music videos are by far the best niche for actually finding your own creative style. That's because you can experiment so much and try out new different things. And so overall, music videos got a 5.75 out of 10. And just keep in mind, none of these niches are going to be perfect for anybody, but also these ratings can be skewed a little bit depending on who you are and what you actually enjoy. So oftentimes videographers will think that just having the right gear and having the right knowledge of videography is going to get you far. But in truth, you have to have a really strong understanding of the business side of things as well. So that's what we're going to be going over right now. So when you find your niche, these are going to be the 3 most important steps that you can take to succeed. So step number 1 is get an appealing offer. So this is because with an appealing offer, you're going to have a much easier time making sales and finding people who will actually be interested in your service. So a really appealing offer that most people wouldn't turn down could be, for example, if you're in the music video niche, you could also offer to make the artist short form content to give them even more exposure for completely free. So now that you have an offer that people can't refuse, you have to decide which method of outreach you're going to be using to actually get your service out there. So the 2 ways of doing that is either through cold outreach and warm outreach. So warm outreach is essentially making your service known to people who do know you, and cold outreach is the opposite, where you're reaching out to people that don't know you. So when you're first starting out, it's best to start with warm outreach. For example, if you're doing real estate videos, find any real estate agents that you or your family might know, because warm outreach is ultimately a lot easier to close a sale than cold outreach because they're not total strangers. Now, when you exhaust the list of people that you already know in your niche, then you want to get into cold outreach. And the best way of doing that is either through email marketing, cold calling, DMing on social media, or also doing paid advertisements to a broader audience. So then once you've got your first client, the next step is to deliver. And so in business, there's always a promise that you're making to a client. And so when you're fulfilling that promise, you have to at least reach expectations, but ideally blow them away. This is because if you do a great job for them, they'll be more likely to work with you in the future and maybe even recommend you to other people in the industry. Now, to blow them away, you can either give them a really great value, so like I said, creating that free social media post for them, or you can do that by making a video that gets them great results and also looks amazing and shows them in the best light. Ideally, you'll do both. So ultimately, as long as you commit to a niche for a long period of time and you work hard enough, I'm sure you will do well. Thank you for watching.